Hi, this is Nikki, and I'm here to share the messages that I get from Spirit and from all of our higher selves that are on this journey to unconditional love. And I share, on this channel, I share the things that are coming through from our spirits, our guides, and sort of everyone that's collectively helping on this journey. And so I do channeled letters. So I channel letters from your divine twins or your spirit guides or really anything, because animals have been really strong coming forward recently, but also guides, spirit guides, and ETs, extraterrestrials, or other energy basically. So from the Pleiadians and from the Arcturians. And I'm going to share a letter because I've literally just got an email back from the lady. And again, she said to me, can you channel me a message from, and she gave me the name. And I said, yeah, sure, no problem. And again, I never ask any questions because it's much better for me not to know anything, because then I don't, I'm not filtering what I hear, I just write it down. But if I know any information beforehand, it makes me question it, because I think, oh, did I think that, so that's why very often for this kind of work it's much better not to know anything at all. And so this is the letter, and it says, I am so happy to be able to give you this message and to say how much we have been working on planning this lifetime. It's been a long time in preparation, and let me say, you are doing a truly fantastic job. There have been many hurdles that you have managed to handle with ease, and I have no question that the baton of success you will pass to your twin with huge applause. If you can imagine a race and all the supporters have come to the end, to the finish line, and we are all shouting your name, that is us. We are all here for you. So much good is coming from what you are doing. We watch over you all the time, and we have debriefing meetings every day. You are always mentioned, as you all are, because we are so impressed by the manner at which you are navigating through the dark and breaking into the light. Okay. So the brilliant thing about that is that that is so visual to just think there's a whole team of people watching and like doing debriefing meetings and say, they're at the finish line already, and, they're giving the game plan and everything. And the last sentence is so key because it says, we are so impressed by the manner at which you are navigating through the dark and breaking into the light, right? So again, just reiterating the mission of what you're here to do, moving out of fear and moving into the light. And so the lady says, are you happy? I asked her, are you happy for me to share? And she comes back and she says, yes, please share. And she says, just so you know, the name I gave you is the name of a collective consciousness of blue ETs I consider home. So what you've done for me is massive because I didn't know at all that it was a collective group. And of course, that's what's come through so strongly in the message, is that there is a collective group of support for her on the journey. And, this is the same for every single one of you, which is why I share these letters. Because the analogy that I was getting this morning was about, there's that race that happens in the desert, and they do like about 50 marathons back to back. And, that would be, you can imagine doing 50 marathons back to back in a desert. I think, I can't remember what it goes through, but it must be absolutely excruciating. And so that was the analogy that I was getting this morning. But when you finish that, imagine the elation and the just sense of victory that you get. And so that is the energy of what you need to put yourself into. So imagine you have ran all of those marathons through the desert, and you are just coming up to that finish line, and you're about to go over the finish line. Because that is the energy that you want to put in now to really put in that energy of being victorious in your mission to spread your light, your mission to move into the energy of your union, being together in the union, living the union now in this physical reality. So it's easier to draw, so your pull to your twin is easier, right, for both of you. Because I'm going to share with you the letter from the Divine Love Letters books today. The other message that I've got is we're all moving up in our ascension, right? So we're all uncovering more and more gifts that are happening. So, of course, with you, as you uncover more and more of your abilities and your gifts and your soul gifts, then, of course, so is your twin. And I've been having very strongly recently about dreams, and that my twin spirit has been saying that, you know, he dreamt about me as a little boy. And that as more of their gifts are coming online as well, they are remembering more and more about what they experienced as children. And so when I met my twin, I said to him that he was like my Bonnie and Clyde, and that he was the one that I wanted to do all my adventures with. Now, recently, I have been drawn to watch the film Bonnie and Clyde, because there's a remake of it. And what was quite amazing is at the beginning of that film, Clyde is a little boy and he dreams about Bonnie. And the opening scene is him dreaming of this little girl. And so when he actually met her later on, he realised that she was the girl in his dreams. And so again, it was like really nice confirmation again about what my intuition was saying. Then it was played out in this film for me. Then today somebody has sent me a song, and it is Coming Home, and it is by a band called Delaney and Bonnie. And so straight away I knew, and again, messages in the comments, and there was 11,000 subscribers, and, you know, all of the usual amazing signs. And so it is about, you know, really having strength and courage on your journey, and actually doing anything you can to raise your vibe and to put you into that space of just being victorious in your journey. Which is why doing things like, you know, if you're drawn to have a channeled letter, if you're drawn to have, for me to tap into your energies, I can get you the messages that your souls want you to know to really put you on that victory path. Because that's what it's all about. And it's doing it as many times as you know, as often as you want to keep you on that victory path. That's the whole point. The whole point is to be really, really steadfast in trusting your journey. And so the other letter that came through today again is number 13. And so I'm going to read it from the books. And again, I always say this, but these are the best way to keep in that love vibration. Because ask for a message from your twin, go to the relevant number in the book, and you can't fail but to be straight into that frequency. It's like, imagine you're tuning into a radio station and you're tuning into the divine love frequency, which puts you fast track onto that path, right? So letter 13 is this. I love you. Plain and simple, and yet loaded with so much heartfelt meaning and sentiment that 3 words don't do it justice. In fact, every word in the dictionary times a million zillion couldn't even express the depth of my love for you. You may ask, how deep is our love really? Well, deeper than any ocean, bluer than any sky, and longer than any train ride known to man. You see, our love is immortal, unimaginable, invincible, truly, truly magical, beyond words, beyond pictures, beyond what the eyes can see to what we can feel in our hearts. Know that we make a whole, 2 perfectly fitting jigsaw pieces, creating a magnificent, beautiful, peaceful daisy chain heart. Oh. Okay, so a few things. So daisies come through in healings for people. Daisy is a symbolic of a flower when 2 become 1, because it actually has 2 flowers in one. And so, you know, that's what you are doing. Your energies are merging more and more and more as we all rise up in our ascension. And so it really is a journey of just knowing that it will come in at the right time. And no matter what is happening, because people will be in karmic situations that you need to let go of, and all of these things which are incredibly painful. But it's about letting go of all of the guilt and the fear and all of that, because actually it is your divine destiny. And if you think about it more, that you had a soul growth pact and a soul growth agreement with all of the people in your life, and through going on that journey together, and whether it means you have to leave them now in order to make space for your twin, then again, it's a pact that you already signed up to. You've already agreed it. You've agreed the main players in your life. And so it makes it slightly, you can look at it more objectively. And yes, it doesn't remove the pain and the guilt and the fear, but it does make you look at this life a little bit differently, because you realize that it's kind of already mapped out, and you agreed that situation to happen for both of your soul growth. So it allows you to look at the situation to say, okay, what am I learning from this? And actually the other person as well is learning from this as well. So the second book is this. Yes, of course I can feel you. You're everywhere within me. We are one. Our energies are merging more and more and more day by day as we uplift with the planet. We are all energy linked to the big cosmic heartbeat of the planet. If you think of us as two peas in a pod, and the pea pod is growing on a big beanstalk, and the beanstalk is growing out of a huge heart-based plant, that is what's happening with us. We are feeding off of each other's energy, which is in turn being fueled by the love vibration of the planet. It's a two-way street. We increase the love vibe, and love fuels our pod. We then fuel each other's P energy field. We are one, remember that. We have always been one. Well, that's so lovely, because that number 13 keeps coming through. And so, again, the progression, it just kind of blows me away how the letters, the different numbers, the same number in each book tells a story. So, the third book, imagine we're sat on a seesaw. You are at one end and I'm at the other. And in the middle of us is a big heart ball that our job is to stay balanced in the middle. The heart ball is the connection of mine and your energy. When we concentrate our minds and focus our intent on our hearts, and we are in balance, we literally create a big heart ball that sends out love. It lights both of us up. When you concentrate on your heart, I bet you feel it pulsating through your body. Close your eyes, feel me. Don't look for me outside of you. Look for me inside of you. I am love. I am the love within your heart, and together we are balanced. Well, there you go. So again, it is about creating balance. It's also about trusting in the bigger picture, and trusting that, karmic situations and everything will be moved out of the way when your jigsaw pieces are ready to come together. And so it is about trusting in that bigger picture, because as long as you're following your heart, and that isn't always going to be easy, that really isn't going to be easy, because you may have to move out of situations and things, but it will be happening for the greater good of all. Remember, this is for the greater good of all. And so you will have signed up to have a massive influence on each other's soul growth along the way. So if you want to have a letter or a healing or a reading, please do. All details are in the link. And I hope you have a great day. All right, take care. Bye.